The assistant looked on silently, watching as Lu Jinian took one drag after another. At that exact moment in time, his face clearly looked laid back and virtuous, but yet, he gave off hints of devotion and persistence. In that instant, the assistant didn't quite know what to say. From the bottom of his heart, he thought that a lot of people made mistakes in this world and worked hard to keep it hidden, but mostly so that others didn't hate them or because they didn't dare face the truth in their heart. Yet Mr. Lu was hiding because it was too painful. The two of them were silent for a long time before the assistant snapped out of his wild thoughts. He broke the silence. "Mr. Lu, if there's nothing else, I'll be out of my way to the office now." Lu Jinian nodded with a millimeters. The assistant slightly bowed, then turned to leave. Tian Hao woke up at 3 in the afternoon. After sleeping for as long as 18 hours, when she opened her eyes, her mind was a little fragmented, and her memory didn't quite connect together. She blankly laid in bed for a while, before she realized that she was in her room in Miangsha Garden. Then she slowly remembered that she was clearly watching TV last night when she fell asleep for some reason. Tian Hao tilted her head, and glanced over at the time on the wall. It was already 3 in the afternoon. She actually slept for that long. Surprised, she wanted to get out of bed, but she realized that her entire body was so weak that she hardly had any strength in her. She furrowed her brows, feeling that something was wrong with her body. She had lost a lot of strength. Uncertain, she flipped the covers over and got out of bed. There wasn't a single person in the bedroom. Beyond the closed windows, the sun was bright. Tian Hao treaded on the fluffy rug on the floor and walked out of the bedroom. She walked barefooted across the cold floorboards towards the railings. Then she called downstairs. "Madam Chen." Perhaps it was because she had slept for so long, her voice was a little hoarse. She clearly tried to shout, but her voice was very low. So she cleared her throat and tried again, louder this time. "Madam Chen." Who would have guessed? Madam Chen didn't appear, but the study room door nearby opened. Tian Hao turned her head to see Lu Jinian walk out. She was a little astonished to find him home, and stood stunned for a while. The next second, Lu Jinian furrowed his brows, taking big strides over to her and unexpectedly picking her up in his arms. Then he gently asked, "Why are you calling for Madam Chen?" Tian Hao was a little stunned by Lu Jinian's sweep. She blinked, then answered, "I'm thirsty." Lu Jinian turned his head and cried out, "Madam Chen." His voice was louder than hers by far. Madam Chen immediately ran out of a room on the first floor. "Mr. Lu, what are your orders?" As Madam Chen asked, she lifted her head to see Tian Hao in Lu Jinian's arms. With surprise in her eyes, she immediately asked, "Mrs., you're awake? Pour a cup of water, send it up." Lu Jinian impassively threw her those words. With Tian Hao in his arms, he walked back into the room and put her down on the bed. He pulled over the covers, then said, "Your body isn't well right now, you must rest more in bed." Tian Hao heard Lu Jinian's words, then came to the realization that her stomach felt bloated, and there was a sanitary pad in her underwear. Her period actually arrived whilst she was asleep.